I'm going to Manchester today to meet with a girl called Victoria. Now, Victoria 4 years ago suffered so severely from anorexia to the point where it almost took her life. Now today, she's a qualified personal trainer. I'm fascinated to see how fitness and well-being has aided her recovery. I think you know how much I respect what it is you're doing. How is it an individual like yourself was at a point where their eating disorder was so severe that it almost took your life?
A number of things all really built up, maybe to do with family or like fallouts or just things I was maybe kind of going through at dance college, for example. And then it got to when it was like second year of college, the teachers were always stressing to us like how our bodies were our CVs and how we shouldn't be able to pinch an inch. You had to be like a size 8 and you had to be like stick thin and you shouldn't really have fat on you. And if you were to go to auditions and you were anything more than that, then you know you're not going to get picked. It's nothing to do with your ability when you're in auditions. It's all to do with what you look like.
Wow.
It's crazy. So there is so much pressure, like so much pressure to look a certain way. I started to weigh myself, and I would weigh myself first like every 3 weeks, and then it would be every week, and then it was like every day, and then I started to weigh myself before and after every meal. Wow. And I was hiding that as well. I would always close the bathroom door, and my dad knew I was doing it, but he never really wanted to say anything. And obviously I'd lost a significant amount of weight, and I kept losing weight and losing weight. There was like one day I was like setting off to go to college. My dad came like into my room, and he always stayed really strong. My dad is like really my rock. He would take me to my therapist appointments and sit outside like in the car, and just like I'd get back in the car after it and he wouldn't say anything. He'd just be like what are we having for tea sort of thing. And he saw me in this mess and he just broke down. And like that point there, I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like to see my dad, who's like such a strong man, be like that, I was like, I need to change.
That moment was make or break. It was going to go either way. Mm-hmm. And that was the ultimate turning point in this journey.
Yeah. I like started my recovery, and I started to cooperate with my therapist, and I just gained this like different relationship with the scale where, because he had to weigh me every single week, the therapist, or twice a week. And I just kind of switched my mindset to if I'm gaining, it's positive.
I think what's really interesting to see is the transition that you've made, where you can quite clearly see where there are so many women who are actively coming in here to lose weight.
Yeah.
How you used to be doing that, and now you've come into this and you come in here to gain strength.
Yeah, I used to like where that man's on the cross trainer over there. I used to literally stay there. The running machines used to be there, and I'd literally do the 10K on the cross trainer.
So what's made you make the transition of going for a heavier weight then? Because ultimately, like we said, every woman comes to the gym and they're in fear that if they ever do things like this, then they're just going to become a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Do you just find with everything else that you do, it's just that balance?
Your strength work is the stuff which is really going to save you from injury, because if you're like stronger, you're going to reduce the risk of,
sure.
Like getting injured, especially because I'm doing the triathlon at the minute. If I do pure hypertrophy, I won't be able to do my runs and my swims. Like a lot of girls think, and I know I used to when I was like recovering, I used to think to get like abs and a strong core, I needed to do like hundreds of sit-ups. And really it's like exercises like this and deadlifts where you've just got to brace your core.
How many are we going to do on this?
We'll go for like 3 sets of 5.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Cool.
An eating disorder is literally like someone is in your head, like
Nice, Vic.
telling you that everything about you is like crap and like you've got no worth. And every day was a fight, and there was days where I would wake up and I'd be like, is it worth it? My dad got me a personal trainer. He taught me, he educated me. That's all, I feel like that's what I needed from the start. I needed education. I didn't know how to train to get the body I wanted, and I didn't know how to eat. He was like the cardio equipment is banned. He just taught me how to look at the gym in a different way. So he taught me how to, you know, not think it's all about cardio, to keep losing and losing and losing. Like, come into the gym and instead of focusing on me and kind of my weight, focus on the weight I can lift. So like the first day he was like, right, we're gonna do squats with a barbell. I was like, oh my God, like that's amazing. So yeah, it was like so exciting.
But you can see though, like there are so many people that come into this gym, male and female, and they don't push their bodies enough.
Yeah,
and I think what's so nice to see is, physically, when I look at you, no way would I have thought you'd been able to do 90 to 120 kg. But I think that just shows women that you don't need to be big and bulky in order to lift those weights.
No.
You've conditioned your body, but you still have an athletic physique. So you've just set this circuit up. What does this consist of? Because it seems quite minimal.
So, we're gonna go, the reps are getting lesser and lesser through the sets. We've got 500 meter row to start, 21 burpees, 21 slam balls.
Burpees second, slam balls third.
Yeah, and then we go for a 300 meter row. We've got 15 burpees, 15 slam balls, 100 meter row, 9 burpees, 9 slam balls. Are you ready?
And are you actively trying to whoop me at this?
I am.
Okay, right. Okay, on you.
Okay.
Ready?
Okay, let's go.
Vic, you're killing me here. Kicking in there, Vic.
Get back on top of the cardio.
You don't just work on the physical, but you work on your mindset. You were saying that your mind, you've been training it almost.
Yeah.
Which has been just so pivotal, I think, to your progression.
Yeah. I am such a strong believer that literally, like, everything is in your mind and everything's controlled by your mind. You know, it frustrates me because I'm trying to get that through to women, you know, to help them understand that if they just start to work on this and they stop to compare themselves, they stop comparing themselves to other people, and they stop, you know, looking at things on the media and on social media and thinking that's how I should look, and they just start to think, right, this is my body, I've got one body, this is all I'm going to have for the rest of my life, so I'm not going to waste time like hating it, I'm just going to start to love it.
To the people that are watching your story now and listening to you, what can you say to them to either understand their condition, prevent them from going through the same that you have, or to help other people?
I think to start is just to know your worth and know that you are enough. And if you're going through it right now, like, just know that the negativity in your mind, even though it is overpowering you and who you are, like, fighting and fighting back is it's so worth it. And you can question every single day, is it worth it? Is it better to live life because it's easier to have an eating disorder and maybe that's your significance? But if you can recover, you are gonna become a stronger person. And yeah, like, looking back, I couldn't think of anything worse than being in that place, because I've seen the other side of it, and it's incredible, and you can have so many like opportunities on the other side.
So I just want to say thank you so much for that. That was
Thank you.
absolutely incredible.
It's been fun.
You are an absolute animal. You really are. trying to pretend like I could actually cope with that. I couldn't. You absolutely beat me, so thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hopefully we'll train soon, all right?
Yeah.
Catch you soon. See you later.
See you later.
Coming to Manchester today and training with Victoria has been so incredibly hard. I was so impressed by her ability and resilience. To think 4 years ago she almost lost her life. To see her transformation is truly inspiring. Victoria, you should be so proud of what it is that you're achieving and will continue to do so. I just hope in some way this episode can positively affect someone's life for the better.
Call reception to tell him I need an ice pack and tell my daughter that her father was a good man.